This next step of the Autocad title block is this low corner of this 11 by 17 sheet. I want you to put in the date, the scale, etc. You'll find that in the packet about page 52 or so. You're going to have some 1/32 in tall text, and then you put the date in here and the scale, etc. So let's go back to Autocad. Back in the command line in AutoCAD, if you type in units, it doesn't have to be drawn units, just units. Set your precision to 1/64th because we're going to put in some 1/32 inch tall text. And so this is the text that we want to put. Let me try it one more time, multi-line text. I did that earlier. You click here. We're going to put in date, all uppercase, colon, and space. This is going to be 6/4/2020. This is the last day of class. Now highlight the whole text, and you set your precision down to 1/32. Then highlight this text after you highlight this little scale under annotated. After you've highlighted the word date, and type in 1 divided by 32 and then press enter. And that is the text that we want, not that one here. Then what you could do is move this thing from here up to here. Actually, I kind of messed up. Let me do one more thing. I'll move this date down to here. Here's what I meant to do. So this date is just going to be something small. Let me delete that. This date here is not to be 1/32. It's going to be 1/16. And again, that's just in the packet. Oh, come here. Oh, okay. I gotta go 6-4-2020. I've got to highlight that. Then I jump up into here and I highlight this, and I want this to be 1 divided by 16. That's kind of, and press enter. That's the quirky thing. Sometimes getting the text in AutoCAD. But with practice, you'll get used to it. But it'll drive you nuts sometimes. Then what I would do is I use the copy command. So here's the copy command. And if you down here, it says select objects. Well, if you just if you click and let go of your mouse and drag and drag and drag from left to right, if you capture 100% of those objects down here, it found 2 objects. And you're done selecting objects, press enter. Then it says specify base point. And so what you could do is with OSnap turned on, object snap turned on, you can go to this very tip of the line from here down to here, to here, to here, and to here. And what it's done is you've got the rest of this text formatted. So here you can double click, and this I believe wants to say scale. So go look at the packet, and there'll be a colon, and the scale of this site plan. Double click. I believe this thing's going to be 1 divided by 16, 1/16 inch, equals 1 foot dash 0 inches. So put the 1 foot dash 0 inches in here. Now notice this 1/16. If you highlight that, right click, go to unstack. Where'd it go? Unstack. Good. We want it to look like that. And then you can center over. Okay. And then so complete the rest of this. Now above, you're going to have some other text. The packet will tell you what size it is. So tell you what, let me copy this text here. And depending if your name is too long, you might have a smaller text. But to rotate this text, there's 2 ways of doing this. Tell you what, let me copy this and paste it over here. Because this is going to be your name. And it all should be all caps. Okay. And read the packet because it's. I want you to tell you about this is going to be the client's name, and this thing's going to be, I should say, client's name. You can read the packet. And it might have their address and phone number so you know how to contact them. Well, to rotate this thing, what you could do is you could use this symbol here, rotate, and read down here, it says select object, select one objects. I'll click here. Then you press enter, you're done selecting objects. And then it asks for a specified base point. So if I specify the base point, let me turn off OSNAP. If I specify the base point, let's say over here, and I'm going to type in not 0 degrees at the bottom, but 90, it swung from that base point. Or you could spin it right on itself if your base point was right in the middle in the word in the word. Another way of doing this thing is if you click on the client's name, right click and go to properties, you'll get this box that pops up. And then down here, you should see rotation, type in 90. Press enter. Okay, good. So I believe it's going, and I press escape a few times. If I use the move command, I think your client's name is going to be in here with the address, etc. And your name, move it. I think this text is too big. I think you need to make it a little bit smaller. But I'm going to show you one other thing. We want to subdivide this whole cell. Let me move the name here. I press shift. I right click on my mouse to move it. Let me do it again. Sometimes right clicking with your mouse is the same as enter. But if you look at this rectangle here, we want to cut into 4 boxes. So here's the way to do it. With OSNAP turned on, let me close the properties out here. With OSNAP turned on, I could draw a line from the midpoint here to the midpoint here. Okay, now press escape. I can press enter, which calls up the last command, which is line, and I'll click from here. And if I pull it horizontal, you can see that the perpendicular, which is an OSNAP, it's going to give me a line perfectly perpendicular. I can come over here and it's going to jump down to here, which is fine. And or I could just use OSNAP, and OSNAP will only, ortho, it'll only let me draw lines up and down straight across. So let me just click here. Okay. And then what I'll do is, I'll use the fillet command, something we've kind of done in Revit, and do this. Okay, now you'll see where I'm going in a second. You can click on this line, and with OSNAP turned on, you grab this blue line and click it over here. Okay, so now we got one box here and another box here. I purposely put this line in because once again, I'm going to call up the line command, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click here, and I'll press escape. I'm done drawing a line. I'm going to delete this one, and then we can drag this one straight across, and I'll show you the mirror command, and then we're almost done. So I want a line here that's going to be halfway between this line and this line. So use the mirror command. So here's the mirror command. Read the command lines down here. You should see 3 lines, 1, 2, and then 3, the white one. It says select objects, plural. We're going to select 1. This is what we want to mirror. Then it turns blue. Press enter. Then it asks, specify first point of mirror line. And the next question is going to be the second point of the line. With OSNAP turned on, all you have to do is click here and click here, and it mirrors it. Okay? And then you can see this is erase source object. By default, it says no, which we want. But if you always wanted to delete something in mirror, you change this, you type a Y in here. All I'm going to do is press enter. Then I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal size boxes that will allow you to put in all the data. And by the way, the square footage we'll work on. You can just put in some dummy square footage, but finish off the title block, save it. So go File, Save, save it. And then to print it as a PDF. And again, the PDF should be something to do with your name, your student number, your last name, CM115, Spring 2020. Make it a PDF and then email it to me before lunch tomorrow, before noon tomorrow, the 6th of May. 7 de mayo. Yeah. Okay, that's it.